I hit record.
We are recording. So how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Kids were off school today, so had to deal with them while working.
That was the worst days.
Yeah. They're off till next Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, off till next Wednesday? They're like a fall break or something like that, I guess?
Yeah, like parent-teacher conferences are today and tomorrow, and then I don't know about next week.
Okay. Yeah, no. I mean, we had parent-teacher... I had parent-teacher conferences this afternoon, and then we have a half day tomorrow, and then they're off the day after Halloween, just because that's a holiday. So
yeah.
But, yeah, man, it's been crazy busy. October's always busy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I have a story to share with you in regards to my daughter's birthday party.
Okay.
But we'll save that. That's a tease
okay.
for next, because it was the most awkward thing I've ever done in my entire life. So here, we'll tease it this way. Either we can tease that we'll get to our Halloween special, or I can throw this at you, because this is a parenting thing where I go, maybe you should discuss this with your wife and see how you guys would have handled this situation. Which would you rather do?
Well, let's do the Halloween, since it'll be topical, and then we can do that next week.
Just remind me to tell you, because it's probably the most awkward interaction I've ever had to have with another parent about something ever in my entire life, and I never want to go through it again. How about that?
All right, I'm writing it down for next week.
It's pretty bad.
Okay.
Like it's almost, there's worse things that could possibly happen, but in my book, I don't know, man. Pretty bad. So I'll keep you intrigued on what this was, because I'm
excited to hear this.
It was so bad that one of the other parents says, "I would never want to have to do what you just had to do. I'm so sorry." That's how bad, Jake.
Oh,
pretty
wow.
bad. So
man.
anyway, sorry, I'm taking up all of our time here with
right.
teasing that. So yeah, we're a couple days out from Halloween.
Yeah,
and, we're gonna talk about scary movies, right?
Yeah. First, I'll go over my beer real fast.
Sure.
It's called Intentionally Indulgent. It's an imperial stout with chocolate, coffee, and vanilla.
Oh,
it's from
I like that one.
It's from Perennial and Second Shift. It was a collaboration, and they made it with Sump Coffee.
Ooh.
So
that sounds really good.
11.5%.
Something indulgence. What was it called?
Intentionally Indulgent.
Intentionally Indulgent. I like that. So you got that from Beer Sauce?
No, I actually got it from Friar Tuck's. They had single cans of it.
Okay.
And the guy didn't know how to ring it out, so he just charged me what he charged for the IPA. I grabbed two.
Okay.
So this is probably like an $8 to $10 can that I got for like $3.
Score.
I was almost like,
awesome.
I'm gonna go grab a couple more.
What's the ABV on it?
11.5.
Oh, Spirit World, bro!
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm jealous. And taste test is
it's really good. A lot of coffee to it, so not necessarily my favorite part of it, but you can get the sweetness from the chocolate and the vanilla too.
Oh man, I don't have Fried Tucks anywhere near me, so I don't even know.
It is like solid black. Motor oil.
What's that say? Fake what?
Fake name, no gimmick. It's my Ethan Page.
Ethan Page. Yeah.
Pint glass.
I remember that. Okay. So yeah, no. But before we do scary movies, do you want to do two things real quick?
Sure.
Man of Steel news.
He's back.
He's back. That's a big deal. You good with that?
Yeah, I'm awesome with that.
Did you guys go see Black Adam?
No, we haven't yet. I think we might go this weekend.
Okay. Is that on the docket to go see it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so I'm super excited about this news. Just, I think you kind of figured I'd be super excited about it. At least we have it seems like we have some kind of direction going forward.
Yeah.
Because that goes hand in hand with the news that you sent me earlier, I guess either today or yesterday, I can't remember what you sent to me, about James Gunn. He's basically the Kevin Feige of DC now. Him
and somebody else. James Gunn is going to handle the creative side, and this other guy's a producer, and he's going to handle like producing and I guess bringing in the people for it.
I would think maybe the financial side.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would think. Because I don't know if I guess Kevin Feige, does he handle that part of it?
I don't know.
They've
never really talked about it. Yeah.
But who knows? But he's a producer. I know that. So it's not like he couldn't do it. I'm just not sure what it was. So
yeah.
But
So and that came with the news that what's his name? Walter Hamada is out.
Yeah, and Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns too.
Yeah, I think they cleaned house. They got rid of everybody, which they needed. I think. What else could you do?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. What's his name? Not Singer. Abrams, J.J. Abrams. I think his whole thing's been scrapped. He's out. From what I understand.
Yeah, because his next Cloverfield movie is being made by one of the other studios.
Oh, so him and WB have broken up.
I guess so. I know when the merger happened, they were not happy that they had sunk all this money into his production company and they haven't done anything.
Oh, God.
I mean, he was developing stuff, but they just didn't move forward with any of it.
You and I can develop all day long. We could develop anything.
We could.
Why can't we just sign that deal and get $100 million and you and I can just retire forever?
I know. We're too nice for Hollywood.
I guess we're too nice. Yeah, I don't think I'm Hollywood enough. How about that?
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, no, let's do this. Let's get to the topic at hand.
All right. So for Halloween, just some of the best horror movies. I didn't know if we wanted to do a Mount Rushmore.
Our Mount Rushmore of Halloween movies, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing this in a list of your least favorite to favorite, favorite to least favorite, just naming 4 movies?
I'm probably doing least favorite to favorite.
Okay, and are we doing are franchises allowed, or does it have to be a single movie from the franchise?
I would be okay with franchises. I mean, I guess I could get away with franchises for one of them that I have.
Okay.
So I'll go first. So my number 4, I guess my Roosevelt on the Mount Rushmore, would be the Event Horizon.
Event Horizon, interesting.
So
that's not a traditional Halloween movie, but it is a
very good
sci-fi thriller. That's in the realm of Alien, is what I put that in.
Yeah. I remember seeing it in the theater, and it scared the shit out of me.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
And since it has
that Ethan Hawke and Sam Fishburne? Lawrence Fishburne, not Sam Fishburne. Jesus, I did that one thing that you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Lawrence Fishburne and Sam Neill. I don't think Ethan Hawke was in it.
Sam Neill, okay. I could have swore Ethan Hawke is in that. Oh, hold on. Now you're going to drive me crazy.
All right,
but keep going.
Okay, so I think what I like about it is the sci-fi aspect of it. Mm-hmm. Since that's more of my wheelhouse than traditional horror movies.
Okay.
I have not rewatched it though, so I probably should. I might grab Kaylee and we'll sit down.
I need to rewatch because you're completely right. Ethan Hawke isn't in that at all. I knew Fishburne was in it.
Yeah,
I remember that part of it. Jason Isaacs is in there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, the guy that played Alfred in the Gotham series. He's in this movie.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, he's in there. I'm looking through everybody else, and faces you might recognize, but if I try to tell you who they are, like Jeremy Bolt, he looked like a face you'd recognize.
Yeah.
Jolie Richardson, she was in Nip Tuck. She was the main wife in Nip Tuck, so I remember her.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember that movie being super scary. Good call.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So what you got next?
All right, do you want to go back and forth?
Yeah, we go back and forth.
Yeah.
I guess. So what sucks is, all right. So what I did, Jay, I wrote down just about every scary movie I like. I did, and I left number 4 on my Mount Rushmore blank because the first 3 was really easy for me, to be honest with you. That was the easiest part. But trying to fill in that 4th slot was super, super hard. And what's so funny, you listen to Event Horizon. I have Alien on this list because I love that movie.
Yeah,
it's an amazing movie. And I couldn't decide, do I want to throw in something like a horror comedy, like a Shaun of the Dead or Zombieland, something like that.
I have both those as honorable mentions. And
then I don't think it's a surprise that, it's not a secret that my favorite movie, not my favorite, but pretty much one of my favorites of all time, at least a Mount Rushmore movie of mine, is Jaws.
Yeah.
Does Jaws take a spot on my all-time movie list, Mount Rushmore? Or do I also give it another slot on this one? Because technically it's a scary movie.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not a traditional Halloween movie. That's not, when I think Halloween, I don't think Jaws, right? Yeah. That's not what I think. But it is a scary movie. And so I didn't do that. And then there was just so many lists. You have your different genre of a 90s horror movie that's very specific. Like if I name this movie, you're gonna be, oh, you'll understand the kind of, when you watch it, you're like, yeah, this is a 90s movie. Like I know what you did last summer.
Yep.
That's a 90s movie.
Yep.
And then you kind of lump in Scream as that it gets in there.
Yeah, that's like the modern slasher.
Yeah, stuff like that. And I'm like, geez, I don't know if that's good enough to put on the list, but Scream it's an homage to all of these. And I'm like, maybe I should do that. So it kind of covers every single horror movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't go with that. And I've been battling between two. There's two movies on there, and I don't know which one I'm going to go with. So I'm going to go here very last second. Although I'll throw in another one that's not really horror, doesn't make you think Halloween, is the movie Seven.
Okay.
It's not scary, but man, it's intense, an intense thriller. I love that movie. But I'm going to throw one at you that I just enjoyed. It makes me super happy to watch it every Halloween.
Okay.
So I'll go here to end the suspense for number 4. Trick or Treat.
Okay. Never seen it.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
Never seen it. Okay. It's an anthology, and that's kind of why I really like it.
Okay.
It's like I think it's 3 or 4 stories within one movie.
Yeah.
You'll recognize so many people in this movie, and you'll be like, I never knew this movie ever existed. It's one of those. It's got a cult following. And if you were to ask me, can your 15-year-old watch it? The answer is no.
Okay.
I don't think, unless you watch it first and you go, hey, I'm stupid. Sometimes you toe lines, and I'm like, I don't know. If it were mine, I say no, but you kind of let it go a little bit further.
Yeah, they've seen Deadpool.
But there's a somewhat of an orgy scene in it.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Oh yeah, probably
I don't know. I don't know if that'll cross the line or not for you. But you could watch it, and it's pretty tame, to be honest with you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
How about a Skinamax orgy scene almost?
Okay.
It's not. It's brief. It's not the important part of that movie. The fun part of this movie is, what's his name? He's on. He was next to Stryker next to. Oh
crap! What's his name?
Yeah, he has a story in there that's incredible, and they all link together in a certain way. Like they're separate stories, but there's a way to link them. It's very Marvel before Marvel.
Okay,
trying to link everything together as far as these anthology stories. So Trick or Treat's my number 4. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Really creepy, really fun. Really, there's some funny parts. There's scary parts. Just an overall really enjoyable Halloween movie, and put you in the Halloween mood.
Is it the 1986 version?
No.
Okay.
So.
A more recent one. All
right. Trick or Treat. 2007.
Okay.
2007, and I'm gonna try. Brian Cox was the name we were thinking.
Brian Cox, yeah.
Yeah. And produced by Bryan Singer, which that goes back to our previous discussions we've had about people that fall in the Singer and what's his name?
Kevin Spacey.
Oh God. Yeah, Kevin Spacey. That whole conversation.
Yeah.
Do they fall in them? Can we not enjoy the movies that they're involved in anymore? And I go, you know what? Movies are movies. Yeah. Personal life's personal life. Yes, I don't know. Other than that. So there you go. Number 4 in my Mount Rushmore.
All right. Number 3 on mine, I put The Evil Dead. And I can go a whole series on that.
Evil Dead series, and I'm not including the remake.
Not including the remake. The original 3. So Evil Dead 1 and 2 and Army of Darkness. Although Army of Darkness isn't really a scary movie.
Would it bother you to let you know that I turned off Evil Dead because it was just a little too weird for me? I wasn't enjoying it.
Really? The original?
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. I think I need to revisit it, and I need to be in the right mind space to go and watch it, because I know Evil Dead 1 and 2 are very different. Isn't Evil Dead 2 the more popular one of the movies?
They are essentially the same movie.
Okay.
Bruce Campbell goes to a cabin in the woods and reads from the Book of the Dead.
Yeah. I know the premise, and I know zombie. Of course, the dead come back to life. Like that, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Okay.
So, but the thing is, 2 goes directly into Army of Darkness, and then it goes into the Ash versus the Evil Dead TV series.
Okay.
So, I love it. It's some of Sam Raimi's some of his early work. I listened to Bruce Campbell talk about them making it, and he mortgaged his parents' house to get the money to fund it.
Okay.
Very low budget, but it's just very, very quirky.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that,
it's definitely. I'll say it's definitely a J movie. That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's definitely your kind of movie.
and so some of the stuff that happened in like Doctor Strange, in the Multiverse of Madness, I'm like, this is such a Sam Raimi horror movie.
Yeah.
Just the fun stuff that happened in it.
Yeah. So hey, just real quick, the director of Trick or Treat was Michael Dougherty.
Yeah.
He's a writer-director, and his writing credits include X2. So there's your Brian Cox link right there.
Yep. And your Bryan Singer.
Superman Returns.
Yep.
There's your Singer connection right there. He wrote Krampus, which is a Christmas horror movie. Don't know if you've ever seen that.
I haven't seen it, but I know what it is.
Yeah. So involved with some big movies. He wrote the story for X-Men Apocalypse, Godzilla King of Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong. So he's a big player out of Hollywood. It's just more known for his writing than his directing, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Evil Dead is your number 3.
Yeah.
So Event Horizon, Evil Dead.
Yep.
So my number 3 is the Friday the 13th series, or the whole thing. They are cheesy, campy, awful. The further you go with them, they get more and more ridiculous. But the first 2 are really, really what make me enjoy horror movies, where they're mindless. I love 80s horror. There's something about 80s horror that that's no digital effects,
right?
Crappy music, acting that's super horrible but so bad it's good, in my opinion. And it's Jason. It's one of the big players. So I even enjoyed the Bay produced remake, and I almost wanted to put in Texas Chainsaw Massacre in here.
Yeah.
But the Bay remake, I enjoy the Bay remake more than I actually enjoy the original version, which that's a hill I'll have to die on that most people would say I'm insane for. But yeah, I love the whole series. I love the 3D when you don't even have 3D. You could tell where they were trying to just fit 3D whatever you can into it.
It's so
it can't be goodness, and that comes from me being a super huge fan of the Batman '66 series.
Yeah.
So if I'm a fan of that campy, I'm a fan of this kind of campy too.
So I didn't put that on my list. I thought about it. I've only seen the first 2, and the first one is a classic.
Yeah.
And Aaron and I were discussing them because we watched Nightmare on Elm Street recently with Kaylee. Nightmare was always her favorite of the big 380s horror movies.
Yeah.
And I said, well, we'll get to mine, but I said Nightmare was probably my least favorite. Friday the 13th was second.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I love it. I just love the whole series. It's the mythos too of building it over for years and years, and just always curious how they'll bring it back. I mean, when they put them out into outer space, I was like, come on, guys. But hey, they went for it. Yeah. So whatever, man.
All right, time to rein them back in.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right, what's your number 2?
Number 2, I have Scream.
Scream. That's a good call. That's just because it covers everything, man.
Well, and it revitalized slasher horror movies.
Yeah.
It felt very much. It was a modern version of those 80 movies. Okay, to equate it to comics, it was like the ultimate version of slasher movies.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, absolutely. It's just it brought the genre back into light.
Yeah, and
because there was nothing new created. I mean, Candyman might have been 90s, I guess.
Yeah, it was.
But the big slashers that have the main antagonist that hasn't been created since then that I can name off the top of my head.
So it kind of bridged the gap from those 80s ones.
Correct.
And then, because in the 90s you had Candyman, but you had like Leprechaun and stuff like that. Man. And they're slasher movies, but they're not very good. And you got more comedic value, I think, on watching those than a scare factor.
Yeah. But you try to compare 80s and 90s horror. 80s horror is just it's done. You know what it's done in the manner of what you're getting yourself into, and 90s is just crap.
Yeah,
it's really bad. So good call. I like that. Nice pull.
Yeah.
And the fact that they had the balls to kill off Barrymore right at the beginning.
Oh, I know.
Because
you're going to sit there and you're like, oh, this is your big star. And then the first thing you see is like, she goes.
I know. And you're like, oh, we're doing this. All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was brilliant. Brilliant movie.
Yeah.
So then my number 2 is actually Nightmare on Elm Street. I love that one. The first one is my favorite. I enjoy the remake quite a lot too.
Yeah.
It's just a great series, and plus, like we've spoken about before, where it's Wes Craven's Nightmare, where they go very meta with it.
Yeah.
It's been creative. It's super. When I was a kid, it was super scary for me. I just was freaked out by it.
So Erin always said the reason it was the scariest because it just seemed the most real to her. Because everyone has nightmares.
Well, and there's just so many classic scenes.
Yeah.
With the hand coming out of the bathtub between her legs.
Yeah.
The bed sheet with his face coming out of the wall.
Yep.
The exploding blood up on the ceiling, and then you get to watch the documentary how they made that, where they pretty much did everything upside down.
Yeah.
Bolted everything down. That was crazy. Super, super creative for a horror movie.
And then early Johnny Depp.
Yeah, exactly. And then introducing Johnny Depp for sure. Yep. All right. So, what's your number 1 on your Mount Rushmore all-time best scary movie ever made? Go.
I have a feeling we're going to be in the same spot here. I put Halloween.
Okay, then yeah, same. Because he's like the Godfather to me.
Yeah,
he's the Godfather. Now, mind you, number 3 doesn't count because he's not even in it. As well, I kind of look at that. And then there's some really, the one with Busta Rhymes is so bad. That's a Halloween Resurrection, if I remember.
Yes, it was.
But some people just seem to have a hard time where it's kind of the Joker effect, if we want to always relate it to comics, where some people don't like giving their horror guys their reasons for why.
Yeah.
Why do they do what they do?
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people hate the Rob Zombie version of it. And then there was one that came out. It was The Curse of Michael Myers, where they tried to have a whole mythology of why he is the way he is and why he kills his sisters.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. And it was actually, in little known fact, Paul Rudd's first role ever on film was in that movie.
I don't even remember him in that.
Yep, he's in that. He's really weird in that one, to be honest with you. But, I love it. I love Michael. He's the best. I think he does serve best giving him the Joker treatment of you'll never know why he does what he does. That's what makes him so scary.
Yeah. Humanizing him doesn't do him justice.
No, but that doesn't mean I can't appreciate the zombie. Like the zombie did 2 movies. Rob Zombie did the sequel was garbage. That one was hot garbage. But I do appreciate the first one just to give it a different spin. Just because you've already done about 7 films in the series at that point, I believe. I think 6 or 7.
Something like that.
You needed to try something different to give it a new life and breathe new life into it. And then you have the one that's got Danny McBride involved as a producer on it. Producer writer. The first one was actually pretty decent. I liked it. It was straight up continuation from the first movie. But what they're doing, and I don't know if you saw this online or not yet, because of the reviews for the third one, Halloween Ends or whatever it's called. Yeah. It's been bad, like really bad. And what they did was they tried to mirror it to where their 3 mirror up to Halloween's 1 through 3. Like the third, like the one that no one likes, Season of the Witch. Yeah. Everyone hates that one, but this Halloween Ends apparently is the Season of the Witch version. Like they try to do this where they're passing along the evil or something like that. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's a spoiler,
something like that. I haven't read too much into it, but I've kind of heard that same thing.
Yeah, but this was one that I originally saw. It was one of those Channel 11 Sunday day or Saturday day movies. I was just like, oh man, it scared me with TV edits. So then when I saw the real version of it on DVD or videotape, sorry, just scared the crap out of me.
I had the videotape of the original.
Yeah. See, it's just I love it. It's the best of the best. But here, I wanted to throw a few honorable mentions or just my list of them, just so we can. If there's one title on here that kind of makes you laugh or something like that, or I want to throw a few comments out. Here we go. So I Know What You Did Last Summer, Alien, Tremors, which. I'm sorry, it's so good. It is. The only reason it's good is because the dad from Family Ties. That guy's
Michael Grossman, and he's stuck with that franchise.
Right, I know. The Fly, which I thought that's an amazing film, to be honest with you. That's a film school film, to be honest.
It really is.
Psycho. Yep. Rosemary's Baby.
The original cycle, not the Vince Vaughn exact remake of the
original. Yeah. Let's see.
God, I didn't even think about putting Hitchcock on the list.
Yeah, The Birds, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, but mine is the Zack Snyder version. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Child's Play, Amityville Horror, Final Destination, The Hitcher, Joyride, Misery.
Yeah.
Cujo, Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Which thriller. I don't know if it doesn't make
not necessarily horror, but it definitely could scare people. Probably more realistic than a lot of them.
If you haven't watched this yet, check it out on Netflix. Hush. This movie called Hush. It's a home invasion movie, and you know how I am with my home invasion movies.
Yeah.
Lost Boys, which is an 80s classic.
Yeah.
Carrie, Children of the Corn. It, either the 90s, late 80s, 90s TV version with Tim Curry.
The miniseries.
Which I like the newest one, at least the first one.
Yeah.
Chapter 1 I like a lot. Screams on here. Texas Chainsaw, The Orphan. I don't know if you've ever seen The Orphan.
I haven't.
You should watch that. Watch that. That's got a great twist. Your daughter would love that one.
Okay.
The Omen, which that's an old Gregory Peck movie.
Yeah.
I love The Omen. And then I put House of 1,000 Corpses, Devil's Rejects. Those are zombie movies.
Yeah.
I like those two. Devil's Rejects is really good, actually. And there's another one, if you could find it on Hulu. I don't know if they have it out there anymore. Check out House That October Built. It's a really interesting one. I like that one a lot. And then one that I just watched, though, was Zombieland 2, Double Tap.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's okay. I mean, it'll never live up to the first one, right?
Right.
It can't. But it still has enjoyable moments in it, to be honest with you.
So I was real big about wanting to see it. Well, we got to show the kids the first one.
Yeah.
We started to watch the first one. Will's like, nope, I'm done. Too much blood.
Right. Yeah.
And so the girls watched it. And then, I came home from something yeah, we like Zombieland too. I'm like, you watched it without me?
Oh, no, you watched the wrong one first. I know.
No, we watched the first one with them. And then they watched the second one. I'm just like, you couldn't even wait for me.
I got another one that I'm almost tempted to make you try to watch.
Okay.
Because of how much hype is out there right now about the sequel that just hit theaters. Very limited release.
Okay.
A movie called Terrifier.
I've seen the stuff out there for it.
It's a little intense, dude. It's too much.
Yeah.
At parts for me. I said it's on Plex.
Okay.
So it's free to watch if you just have the app for it. This thing should be not. I don't even know if it got a rated. It should be not rated, and this is bordering on the line of torture porn, to be honest with you, in my opinion. What sucks so much about it is they went too far with the gore.
Yeah.
And what they're doing in the movie. Where the character, the clown character, I think it's called something the Clown, Art the Clown or something like that.
Yeah.
The guy that plays him does such a great job as far as never speaking one word, but his acting through just his emotions, his facial features, how he moves. It could have been a great horror series, but they turned into something that's just pushes the boundaries a little too far for my liking. But it's so intriguing with how much is coming out in regards to it's getting the same treatment of when The Exorcist was originally out, which there's another one for the list, Exorcist. But where there's reports of people throwing up in the movie theater. I don't know if this is just fake bullshit, throwing up, walking out, saying this is too much, passing out, stuff like that's been reported on Reddit and shit like that, which I could believe that being fake, just to try to drum up some advertisement for the movie.
Yeah.
But, I mean, because remember, there was still remember Blair Witch when that originally came out?
Oh, yeah.
So much crap about how original and scary and frightening and horrifying this movie is.
Well, because people didn't know if it was real or not.
Exactly. Which we're like, I guess back then we were so naive because the internet really wasn't out at that point. I think this was pre versus,
I wasn't
everyone being online. I mean, I know the internet was there, but it was still so early.
It was the dial-up days still.
Yeah, exactly. So
I knew that it wasn't real, and when I saw it, I was like, I'm so disappointed in this.
Right? I remember seeing it, and I was hoping that it was real. So, but yeah, man, that movie, it's one of those ones where if I had to watch it, I'm going to make you watch it too, kind of thing. But if you don't, I wouldn't blame you. It's too much. It still gives me the heebie-jeebies, dude. Just because I had to fast forward through some parts because there's just too much for me to watch.
Yeah. So, do you have more?
No,
Okay.
there's not much more, but I do need to wrap up because I got to get going here.
Okay, I'm going to throw two more out there.
Okay, sure.
So you didn't mention the Saw movies. I thought the first Saw movie was really good.
Yeah, good call.
After that, though, they just got kind of too much. Let's see what kind of torture stuff we can do. But that led to a whole... That was like Scream for like torture porn movies.
Oh, you know what movie you didn't mention? I thought you might.
What?
Scary movie. That's your movie, dude.
I thought about throwing Kazam on there.
What's his name? The hand. What was his name? Is it Mr. Hand in the movie? It's not. That's South Park. I can't remember.
No, that was it was in 2. That was Chris Elliott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know, like you that I was like, that's a J character right there. That's his boy.
I love that. I love that one.
I know, right?
But the other one to throw out there, The Sixth Sense.
Oh, yeah, no, good call. A couple M. Night Shyamalan. They're just not scary though, but they're you know what I mean, Halloween movies. The thrillers with good twists. Yeah, I get it.
At least with Sixth Sense, there was this first movie like that, and you were on your edge of the seat the whole time you watched it.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with you on that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no. And the last thing, real quick before I got to run on this one. This one probably be our shortest episode ever.
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night on the Marvel special.
We just finished it today.
A little different, and they pushed some boundaries for a Marvel thing on Disney Plus, don't you think?
I think they did. I think that's the reason they went black and white, much like Kill Bill. I
didn't like it very much, except for the fact, man thing, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool seeing him.
That was pretty cool. I loved it. It had the feel of like the old vintage horror movies.
Yeah, like Night of the Living Dead, just because of black and white.
Yeah,
I love that stuff.
Or even like
it wasn't the best thing.
Yeah, I was thinking it was more like the MGM monster movies, like
good call.
Yeah, so I liked it for that reason. I like that they're taking chances and doing these different things, and it was only an hour.
Well, they're giving us everything now, just like Marvel already does. If you're into horror, here's something horror. If you're into sci-fi, here's sci-fi. If you're into superheroes, here's they're doing the Marvel thing. And I won't begrudge them for it. I'm glad they took the risk on it. It was a little slow. It was a little slow burn for me, to be honest with you.
It was. I don't think you would have gotten the same effect of everything though if it would have been bang, bang, bang.
But the fact that we got Man Thing, that's freaking cool.
Oh, I know.
I wasn't expecting that at all. So. That's really, really fun.
I was hoping some of those other characters would have been established too, because I was like, "Oh, who are all these monster hunters?" But no, we just got Elsa Bloodstone.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll join up again next week and talk about any good stories from Halloween. I'll share with you my real life horror story from a birthday party, so that's kind of scary. So we'll keep the scary stuff going for a little bit next week too.
And I got a whole list of stuff I've watched.
Oh, I do too. I got some good stuff to share with you.
So, here, I'll give you quick homework along the lines of Halloween. The Guillermo del Toro anthology series, Cabinet of Curiosities, came out on Netflix.
And you know I'm not a big fan of him, but if you're telling me to give it a watch.
I've seen the first 2 episodes. They're pretty good.
Okay. All right. Anything else you got for me to take a look at?
No, I mean the only thing that would have touched on what we talked about, I watched Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, that's funny.
It's so funny. Got light comedy horror.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah.
So like in the Shaun of the Dead genre kind of thing. You know?
Exactly.
Get a good enough out of it. Yep. So, all right. No, I'll that way next time we meet up, we should have plenty of stuff as far as homework goes to go over a lot of things that we watched. And I got a good story to share with you. So we'll do that next time.
All right.
Cool. All right. Until next time. See you.
See you. One quick thing before we go. Local comic book creators Jim Ousley and Tyler Ruff are releasing the first issue of their new series, The Atonement Bell. The horror comic is going to be out soon, and they're having a release ritual Saturday, November 12th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Wizard's Wagon in the U City Loop. You can go. It's hosted by Destroy the Brain. There's going to be free merch. Free beer from Schlafly, and sketch comedy from the Boys with Scarves. If you can't make it, talk to your local comic book shop and see if you can get it ordered. From what I've heard, it's awesome. I can't wait to pick it up. I'm going to try to make it to the release party, so maybe I'll see you there. Thanks for listening. You can find us on our website, Nyrdcast.com. It's Nyrdcast. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by searching @Nyrdcast. This week's song is No Tomorrow by Zebrahead. It's off their upcoming album EP2, which comes out in February.
Everybody's got their own opinion, but nobody ever wants to listen. Well, I'm not listening to you. I don't want to have a conversation, cause I'm sure I've learned my lesson. Countdown to the 10th rate, that can't set up. Cook and lie, lead to set up. Come and last, shoot face first. Take a head up. Suffocating, make it better. I just want to act young, grow up with my friends. I just want to get drunk. I just wanna act young, grow up with my friends. I just wanna get drunk and be sober when I feel like it. I just wanna see the world before I go like that. All night and lose control. I don't grow older with my friends. Live like there's no tomorrow.